and welcome to another edition of Chaotic Kitchen. I am the cook. My name is Katie. And today, it actually isn't that chaotic because my children are in school. That's right, they are not here. That is silence. So, I guess we should aptly rename this show to Quiet Kitchen. And actually, the silence is a little disturbing. Okay, so I've chosen Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong's Summertime from Porgy and Bess. So if you hear that in the background, that's what it is. I've got it quiet so you can still hear me, except for when the horn starts blaring. Okay, so today we're making banana bread, which is one of my kids' favorite after-school snacks. What we need for banana bread is your basic quick bread ingredients, all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, pure baking soda, I use Arm & Hammer's, Target brand cinnamon, Clever Girl baking powder, McCormick ground nutmeg, Daisy sour cream. Yes, I said Daisy sour cream. We will be putting sour cream into this recipe. Kirkland pecan halves, and butter. Now, I've chosen to use the recipe from one of my very favorite cookbooks, Keeping Good Company. This is a charming book. It is written by Roxy Kelly, and she has included recipes from many of her friends. And we are using the recipe for chocolate chip banana bread. And instead of chocolate chips, I am using pecans. You will need about 1 cup of pecans. This zucchini is not going into the recipe. I'm using it as a page holder. We're going to take about 1 cup of half pecans and we are going to chop them up finely. I'm using a huge knife because it's my favorite one, because it's the best way to scare away salespeople and Jehovah's Witnesses. Just come to the door with one of these in your hand. And if you can, if you have time, add a little food coloring, red food dye it just adds to the horror. They will run screaming. Just a little tip. So here we go, we're chopping. By the way, I got this apron from Target. Target's one of my favorite stores. I have 3 aprons, and I love them all. And make sure you eat some of the pecans while you're doing this, just to make sure that they're good. But I would wear any apron that anybody ever sent to me, no matter how crazy or ridiculous, because I love featuring things that people make, like on Etsy, one of my favorite sites. So if you are a maker of aprons and you would like to have your apron featured on the Chaotic Kitchen, you can leave me a message in this video comment feed with your contact information, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so these are coarsely chopped. They're not finely chopped because I want it to lend a real chunky texture. It goes well with the gooiness of the banana in the bread. So once I have the nuts coarsely chopped, so many things I could do with that, but I'm not. You will set them aside to be stirred in later. Okay, that is basically all the prep we need to do. Oh, Nora Jones, Sunrise. That's the next song on our cooking playlist. It's so peaceful. I love this song. We are going to mix together our dry ingredients. So first we need to measure them out. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up for a minute. There is one other step of prep, and that is to mash 5 ripe bananas, or, let me see. This recipe calls for 1 cup of mashed ripe bananas. I have way more than 1 cup, but I'm going to make several batches. So these were mashed yesterday, and that's why they're brown, but it doesn't matter because they're going to turn brown anyway in the recipe. And these are very ripe bananas. So if they're brown on the outside and they smell really sugary and sweet, that's when they're at their best. Not when they have flies laying maggots in them. That you've waited a little too long if that happens. Just another tip. So we've got our mashed bananas over here. I will cover them. We've got our chopped nuts, and now we're going to do our dry ingredients. measuring cup for accuracy, 1 3/4 cups of flour. So 1/2 cup of flour. I can't find my other measuring cups because my kids always steal them and use them for probably evil things. I don't know. Sometimes it's better not to know. So we have got our 1 3/4 cups of flour. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. That's not baking soda. This is. That's awesome. My children also took my measuring spoons. Apparently we're not having measuring spoons. We're going to do till it looks right method because my children stole my measuring spoons. So a teaspoon, that's about a teaspoon. You can see that. In it goes. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder, so same deal. Looks about right, looks about right. In it goes. Pinch. I'm literally going to pinch and put it in. That's a pinch. I pinched it. Consider it pinched. And that's it for our dry ingredients. So it says stir the dry ingredients together. Well, we need cinnamon, so we're going to do a dash of cinnamon. Actually, that's about 4 dashes of cinnamon. And then 1 dash, dish dash, this thing is not all the way open. That's about 1 dash, because my thing wasn't opened all the way, of nutmeg. Because you want it to have that fall, like end of summer, beginning of fall flavor to get your kids ready for the fall. Once we've stirred the dry ingredients together, set them to the side. And our next step is preparing the wet ingredients. 1 cup of mashed bananas. You're going to add in your 1/2 cup of softened and or melted butter. You're going to add 1/2 cup of sour cream. And this is why I don't homeschool my kids. I applaud the people who do, but I do not understand because I love, love, love having a few hours to myself to be able to get organized, to be able to have some downtime. I think it's important to have me time for every mom and to be able to do stuff like this. And I work at home, so I also need that time. Okay, 1/2 cup of sour cream. In you go, little mister. Sugar, we can't forget sugar. Eggs! I totally forgot the eggs. 2 eggs. See, even when my kids aren't here, there is chaos because I forget stuff. And, yeah, 2 eggs. 1, 2. Sugar. Did we already do the sugar? No, we didn't do the sugar. 1 1/4 cups of sugar. And voila. Now we have to beat all of these ingredients together with an egg beater. Not beat as in those of you who beat your children. I'm looking at you. Time to beat. Oh, this happens sometimes. That's okay. Okay. Ooh, now we're listening to Fun. Love it. Love this song, Fun. We Are Young. Away, fly. Okay. Wet ingredients, dry ingredients, and now we mix the two. Duh. I'm also heating my oven up to 325, just in case you were wondering what temperature it needs to be. And right now it should resemble, as you're stirring this in, a light and fluffy banana cloud. And the last thing we need to do is add our pecans. Whoop, there we go. And stir them in. And now we put it into 2 greased, I spilled pecans, 2 greased loaf pans. I have to find my loaf pans. I'll be right back. Okay, so instead of using a regular loaf pan, I'm going to use mini loaves and surprise my kids with their own loaf of banana bread when they get home, which they love, 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 because then they don't have to share. And when you have 6 siblings, you have to share pretty much everything. So this will be a great surprise for them. And this is a non-stick pan, so we don't have to worry about greasing it. But if you should use a pan like a glass Pyrex loaf pan or one that is not non-stick, you need to grease the pan. And I highly recommend using real butter because it tastes better. It's better for your heart. And butter is the most awesome thing ever invented. So, just makes sense. And now we put it into our preheated oven, 325. I would say 30 to 40 minutes for the mini loaves. For a regular loaf, 40 to 50 minutes. And we will be back to show you the end result. While we're waiting for the mini loaves to cook, I'm going to show you the way I grease pans. I get a Ziploc baggie. I put a clump of butter on it. I put my hand in the baggie so I don't have to touch the butter. I take the pan that I need to grease, and using the baggie, I smear the grease all over the pan. Voila, a well-greased pan. And then you can take the baggie, turn it inside out, and dispose of it, and you have clean hands. And 30 minutes later, our mini banana bread loaves are done, and they smell divine. I can't wait to taste them. I call this a success. Until next time, I am Katie, and this has been The Chaotic Kitchen.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off.